everybody. Then we are going to get going right here. We're going to do a 1.5-hour trip today. And as you can tell, I'm not driving the boat right now. I'm standing right here with you all. When I'm slowing down the boat every 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to do a little bit of talking. If you have any questions, just let me know. I will try to answer as much as I can. When I'm sitting here, I have an autopilot engaged, and if I need to do some turning, I just press a button and the boat shall turn very nice and smoothly. The second thing you see on my shoe is the stop button to the motor. If I fall in the water, it will stop the driver. And if that happens, take a picture of me, because I will take a picture of you if you fall in, okay? There's no one have ever fallen into the water. But if that happens, the suits that we are all wearing will automatically inflate. You don't have to do anything. Stay on your back, spread your arms and legs, and wait for me to pick you up. It will take probably a few minutes, and the water now is around 16-17 degrees, so it's not terribly cold. Now, the fjord, as you can tell, there's going to be a little bit of wind here. See a few waves here and there, but generally it's going to be a very smooth adventure. We're going to try to turn, you know, take a lot of nice photos, and if there at any point would be a problem, or if you're hurting somewhere, when we go full speed, close your fist and you put it high up in the air. That's a signal for me, Fjord, stop right now. But only if there's a problem, okay? If you need to contact someone if I fall in the water and I can't make it back, there's a telephone and the radio in the back. There's papers saying, where should I call, how should I do? Very simple. And as you can tell, I also have one right here. If there would be big waves, there might be some. You have 2 handles, one on each side of your seat to hold on to. I'm not going to go crazy hard, but a little bit if I find them. You need to have some fun. Yeah? Is that okay with everyone? I think we're good so far. Any questions or concerns? No? You don't want? You good? Okay, yeah. Good. Then I think we shall get going. Have fun, everybody. Enjoy the trip, and I will see you in a few minutes. Everyone, feeling good so far? Yep. Wind is okay? Very good. We're going to see quite a few of these waterfalls along the trip today, and the majority of them are still caused by the melted snow, but also quite a lot of rain we had the last week or so. That water is filtered by the mountain. You can actually drink it straight from the waterfall if you needed to. The fjord, however, is connected to an ocean, which means it is salty water. Don't drink that, please. That's not very good for you all. And the fjord we're running on right now is called the Aurlandsfjord. That name comes from the town across the water here behind me. And that is the capital of the area, where around 1,200 persons live, including myself. There's another 350 people living back in Fjord, and then another 250 out in the fjord. So it's not a big place you've come to right here. But in terms of visitors, we have 1.5 million visitors every year coming to see what you are seeing today, the fjord, also the railway Flånsbanan, and a lot of hiking that we have around here. So are you all good to go so far? Yeah. Excellent. Any questions so far?
How deep?
How deep is the fjord? Yeah. I'm gonna say 300 meters right here, 400 meters.
Deep enough.
Give or take. Yeah. So, everyone, let's get going. We're gonna get some waves from this little bad boy right here.
Good.
Let's see if we can get some. Yeah? Undredal. And this village dates back to the early 12th century. That's when it was found, about 900 years ago. The first time they had a road here was 1988. Before that, you only get here by boat, as we are today. Now in the village today, there's around 60 persons and 400 goats living. And the goats are very important for the area. They're the animal that can go up into the mountains, climb a lot, eat food where other animals can't. We also have a bit of sheep here. They're very good climbers, but cows, they will just tip over. We don't use them that much here. Now all of these goats generate a lot of milk, so the tradition here has been to make goat cheese. Very good goat cheese. They make both white cheese like Parmesan, but also the traditional Norwegian brown cheese. Has anyone here tried the brown cheese? You tried it? Yeah? Did you like it? You did like it? Yeah, that's good to hear. Anyone who tried it that didn't like it? No? So brown cheese is actually made from caramelized milk. So it's a bit sweet, a bit nutty, a bit salty, a little bit of everything. And it is the traditional way of eating breakfast cheese here in Norway. You find the best one in the world here in Undredal. Last year they won the best brown cheese in the world. And if you want to go here, it's about 20 minutes from Fjord. Try it first of all by itself, a thin slice of brown cheese. I'm not sure how you did it, but if you don't like it, try it on a waffle with some blueberry jam or raspberry. And if you don't like that, try it again and again and again until you like it. Yeah. Now, in this little town, we also have a very old building, almost as old as the village itself. If you see the red barn, the big red barn with the black roof in the middle, look to the left. You see a little white church with a brown tower sticking up. That church is a stave church, also known as a wooden church. It dates back to the year 1147, so mid-12th century. That church is still active today, one of very few stave churches active. Around 25 of them, if I understand correctly. And there's only around 40 people that fit inside, so just over half the village. And it is still used for weddings and baptizing and things like this. But yeah, very small. Good. Sorry. Lithuanian church, correct. Pretty Lithuanian. Very correct. Yeah, sure. The cables? Yeah. So if you wanted to get people over from side to side, especially school children, they just threw them over in a zip line. It's electric lines, electric lines. Yeah. It is electric lines, and balloons, if you have a medical emergency, you have to land a seaplane here or a helicopter. The balloons are there for the night time. Yeah, that's what they're for. I almost fooled you, yeah? Sorry, I have to do it always. It's so fun. So, everyone, you're all good so far? No one's freezing? All good. Excellent. Then let's continue. Everyone, you're probably wondering who is crazy enough to build a house up on a cliffside, right? Well, you don't have a lot of flat land in the area right here, and not a lot of grass as well. So wherever you find that flat land, north of fresh water, the waterfall right here, you will build farms or villages. The valley, normally where it is, but sometimes up on a cliffside. Those houses up there were summer farms from the mid-16th century up to the 1960s. Then they stood empty for about 30 years. In 1992 they had a new owner that bought the house and made it into a bed and breakfast. Now the problem is, how do you actually get there? There's only one way. You first have to go by boat. The very small boathouse you see straight ahead of you.
Yeah.
Then you go on land, put your hiking boots on, and zigzag your way up on the cliff above the boathouse. That's the only way up and down to these farms. And if you want to stay up there on the bed and breakfast, you have to take an interview with the owner, because getting up and down takes a bit of effort, and you need to be fit enough form to do it. If he approves, you have to wait for 2 years to get a room. Very, very popular. Despite there's no electricity up there, there's no running water, there's an outdoor toilet, and you have to carry all your luggage yourself. Is anyone interested? Yes? I will give the answer. But I've been up there a few that's what I thought. It's a little bit easier to get up there than you think it is. It's quite steep, but if you've done any hiking, it shouldn't be a big issue getting up there. Now the name of this place is the ladder farm. Stigen in Norwegian, like a ladder you climb. The story was that halfway up the cliff there was a ladder, and every time the taxman came to collect money, they ran down and pulled the ladder up. That's how they got the name for the farm. Pretty smart, I think. Yeah. Now everyone, if you look on the left side of the waterfall, you can see some goats here. walking about halfway up the slope. Those are babies. They are about 5-6 months old. They have their kindergarten out here. They will be here for a few months in the summer to learn to climb and to socialize. And the owner, they get them here by boat. So I'm very sorry if I don't go close. We have strict orders, we can't. Because then the goats, they think we are picking them up and they will try to jump in the boat. And if they miss the boat, they can't swim. So we don't want to risk that. But they're very cute, they run around here, just playing, having fun. And then in about 2 weeks, the owner will pick them up and take them back to Undredal for the winter. Sagfossen, and that name, Sag, means sawmill. On the very top of the mountain is where you find the best lumber to make houses and construction. So the local farmers, they build a sawmill powered by the running water a long time ago and use that to make very good pine tree lumber. And for that, the Vikings, they thought that this was the most majestic waterfall, and they thought the water came from Odin, from Asgard. So they came to this waterfall to drink it. Great, powerful. So I'm going to take you as close as I can to the waterfall here. You probably won't be too flat, but just feel the power here a little bit. Yeah? Okay, good. So if I take 5 minutes extra, is that okay? Good. So I want to go a little bit further in to just show you the beautiful light right now, and maybe we see some animals in there, a few seals. So I just want to go a little bit extra. Normally we don't go all the way in there, but you know, it's a nice day and everything. But I also wanted to show you here, the Nærøyfjord is considered one of the most beautiful fjords in the world, and these together is a UNESCO heritage since 20 years. And a fjord is basically an inlet from an ocean, so all of this is ocean water. It's created by moving glaciers over millions of years. And if you remove all the water, the shape is going to be a U-shaped valley under here due to these glaciers carving its way to the bottom. So that's just quickly explain what a fjord is. And the width here of the fjord is around 1.5 kilometers, a little bit less probably. The most narrow point would be a little bit further in, 250 meters wide. Generally we say the fjord is as deep as the mountains are high, and at one point in there it's only going to be 10 meters deep, while the mountain you see straight ahead, 1.5 kilometers, a little bit less than that. So I'm going to take you all the way down to the left side down there, and hopefully we see some seals down there. I'm not sure if they'll be up on land because they're hunting right now. It is decently high water at the moment, but if we do see them, I have a few binoculars here in the back I think, so we need to be very quiet if we do see them, because our boat is the same size as killer whales, orcas, and we do get them here in the springtime sometimes, and they love to eat the poor seals. Yeah. Good. Right. Let's head in and see if we can spot some. Just on the seaweed here, you will see some small white seals right here. It'll be straight ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you heard them. Let's just shut up for a little minute. These are known as harbor seals, and they're native to the whole of Norway, British Islands, US, a little bit further down, France as well. Roughly 1.5 to 2 meters long, 50 to 100 kilos. And the white and the light gray ones you see, those are the females normally. You can probably see some babies as well. They're probably the ones making the sounds right now. They're very hungry. And the reason you see so many at the moment is we have a lot of mackerel and herring spawning in the fjord right now. They look very calm at the moment, but in the springtime when we get killer whales in here sometimes, they're very frightened when we come this close, so that's why we stay away when we use the binoculars, so we don't scare them too much.
Is that them sleeping? Is that them sleeping making the noise?
No, I think it's a baby calling for food from the mama. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is a baby. But, they're relaxing right now when the water is very high. They will go out and hunt for mackerel and herring. They can dive down 100 meters, be underwater for a couple of minutes. They're very, very good swimmers. And they are normally hunt in groups, so they try to get all the fish together in a big ball, and then they go straight into the ball and try to catch as much as they want. Very big pack right now. That means the spring was very good. They had a lot of food here. Normally we see 5 to 10 of them, but now it's 14. We had 22 the other day, so extremely big amount. It's very good. So everyone,
there's one kid in the water.
Hopefully they're not gonna get scared. We'll see what happens here. Hopefully.
Yeah, like there's one nearly jump in the water.
Yeah. When he sees us, the yellow suits don't make very good friends here. Let's see. Yeah. Stay. We went a little bit into the Nærøyfjord, and we're gonna go back on the Aurlandsfjord that we have behind us right here. And I'm gonna try to show you how big these fjords are, how long they are. And I'm gonna use my arm as an example. So think of my arm as the mama Fjord that you find 5 kilometers to the north from where we are. That's where the ships come from, the big ships. We would have the west coast of Norway, where my maybe sticking out. We are on the thumb right here. This is 25 kilometers of Aurlandsfjord. We're now in the middle, and if I had one more finger, that would be the Nærøyfjord right here. So this is what the fjord looks like. From here out to the ocean, about 150 kilometers. 3 hours with this boat, give or take. And where we are also is the deepest part of our trip. 550 meters deep right here. And to get some perspective on that, this mountain here called Beitelen is 650 meters above the shore. So if you chop that thing off, sink it right here, a little bit will stick up. Yeah? And if you're not sure, how high is that right there? It's like 2 Eiffel Towers on top of each other. Or 2 Empire State Buildings, whatever you feel. Now, there's 2 versions how these fjords came about. I told you already the scientific version, but we also have the what we call the grandmother version. The one involving trolls. The story around here was that the trolls, they had a digging competition. And they used big chisels. At night time, they were competing who can dig the longest fjord. And there's around 1,200 fjords in Norway, so a lot of trolls. Now the largest troll around, he was the one digging Fjord. He was the fastest digger, but that also meant that he was very tired after a little while. So one morning this big troll found that the sun was on its way up over the mountains. And sun and trolls, they don't mix. If the sun hits a troll, they turn to stone. So when the troll saw the sun coming, he threw away his chisel and ran back towards his cave. Now there were some from Netherlands, correct? Beitel means chisel. Beitel, correct? Mount Beitelen right here. Yeah. That's what happened with a chisel. That's the digging tool. Now the troll himself sadly didn't make it back to the cave. But as a last attempt, he turned around when he saw he couldn't run away from the sun. He turned around, faced the sun, closed his knuckles, and put them on top of his head to protect himself. But the sun hit him and he turned to stone and fell face first, landing like this. Now the boat is a little bit bad angled right now, but look on my fist, everyone. Turn around and look on these 2 mountains right here. The big mountains, think big. And look on my knuckles again. If anyone can't see, stand up. Have a look. Should be a left knuckle right here and a right knuckle a bit further away. Yeah, can you see them? If you can't see, stand up, it's okay. So that's what happened to the troll. So that's why we call it the grandma version, because grandma is always right. Correct? Yeah? Doesn't matter where you're from, grandma is always right.
Cool att fråga på namn.
When we last passed here, I told you about the goat cheese and the little state church and a few other things, but what the village of Undredal is mainly famous for is that it's the main inspiration for a very popular movie. And in the movie you have to use your imagination a little bit here. You see a beautiful village in a valley, and on the left side where we have the big rock here, there should be a big waterfall in the movie. Where the 2 white villas are, down on the right side of the village, there should be a big castle in the movie. In the castle, 2 girls named Anna and Elsa live. And the name of the village is Undredal. So some of you have figured out the Disney movie Frozen. This is what inspired Undredal. the village of Undredal. And basically this thing took a lot of features from different parts of Norway. The name Aurlandal is a village called Aurlandal, south of Oslo. The main view you see in the start of the movie is this one right here, where Elsa is dancing and singing Let It Go, Let It Go. That is in Bergen, in the Bryggen area, in a little glass house. And where she gets coronated, becomes queen, that's in the church, in Undredal. So if anyone has seen this movie, you have seen Undredal and many parts of Norway. Has anyone here been to the Viewpoints? Yes, few of you have been. Little viewpoint up on the mountain here above Aurland, which is a 30-meter platform with a plexiglass at the end, made as a celebration for the UNESCO induction 20 years ago. It doesn't cost anything to go there, about half an hour, 35 minutes drive from home. You'll go up on the zigzag hatchback road here, all the way up to the viewpoint. And if you continue another 40 kilometers over the Aurland mountain, you'll get to Undredal, the next valley or the next fjord. Now the viewpoint itself, from up there you'll see all the way to where we talked about Fjord, and almost all the way down to Fjord, 650 meters up. Very, very nice scenery. And right now is a very good time to go up because there's not a lot of traffic up there. In the middle of the day I would avoid going there. Before 9 in the morning, after 6 in the evening, if I would recommend everyone. Yeah. Now those of you who came up there, the 5 of you have been there, did any of you go into the toilets by any chance? You did go into the toilets? Why am I asking that? It's a very strange question. The toilets next to the fjord have windows, and about 10 years ago there was a magazine that ranked them as the best view from the toilet in the world. That alone is well worth a visit. Go up there and have a look. So we have to go up again, those of you who didn't go up there. Yeah. Now everyone, we're going to pass Aurland here and just have a look on the scenery behind it, the valley from Aurlandsfjord, which is by many known as Grand Canyon of Norway, hiking paradise. And that river is actually what started all the tourism here. It's very famous for fly fishing. A lot of salmon and trout make way up to these rivers and spawn. Also in the Aurland Valley and also in the Undredal Valley. And today there's a lot of people coming here. We had David Beckham here last year fishing in the Undredal Valley or south. But in the late 19th century there were a lot of English Nords, Irish Nords coming here to fish. That's what actually started everything. And one of the local farmers was the one inviting them. He also built a big white hotel, the Breathtaking Hotel. The name of that man was Christian Breathtaking. That's the name of the farmer that invited everyone. And then everything just accelerated and accelerated. And in Norway, after Oslo and Bergen, this is actually the third most visited place. Due to all the Trondheim, the cruise ships and everything coming in here. So you're in good company, a lot of people come. And we're very happy because COVID just like a lot of other countries, screwed everything up quite a bit. So we're happy people are coming back to see all of this right now. Now coming back here, everyone, a few things I want to mention. I know you have a reservation already. There's a few places I like to recommend that I've been to. The Marina, right over there, is a good place to eat. The Aegir Viking Brewery, or the Breathtaking Hotel. Those are the three I normally go to. Aegir, that's the most famous one, I think, is the Viking pub, the brown building here on the right. They make their own beer, they make more gin, they have a lot of local food. They're a little bit more expensive, but it is worth the money. So just go in there and have a look at it. Yeah. Also, the brown cheese, for those of you who haven't tried it, tomorrow go to the supermarket, Coop, buy the local one from Undredal, that's the best one. And also cinnamon buns, very important. Coffee and cinnamon buns, every breakfast in Norway. Yeah. So, we're gonna make it back to the port in a few minutes, and just remain seated until I shut off the motor, and then we're probably gonna undress all the things we bought from us on the lower platform. So that is what's gonna happen. Any questions that wasn't answered, by the way? No? Good. Just relax for a few minutes, and I will make it.